Hey guys, Colorado Camperman Brian here. So I finally did something I've been wanting to do for probably almost 2 years now. I just bought this little Harbor Freight generator for $100. So it's a little 700 watt generator, 900 peak. And I've had my eye on this thing, like I said, for probably almost 2 years. Ever since I really started looking at generators. So as I unbox it and put it together, I'll kind of explain to you guys why I bought this. It's No Shave November, which means I'm getting things ready for the truck camper, because we use the truck camper pretty much in the winter months when we go on ski and snowboarding trips. So I'm going to walk you guys through this, get it all set up, and take it outside, hook it up to the truck camper, and see how it does. All right. So some of you guys might be wondering, why in the heck did Brian buy a 700 watt generator? You can't do anything. Well, one of the main reasons I bought this thing was due to its size. With the truck camper, I don't have a whole heck of a lot of room. If you imagine the truck camper, you know, it stops right here. I don't have a lot of exterior, actually I have no exterior storage at all. So pretty much this little guy, I'm either going to have to put on the hitch basket that I have, or I'm going to have to strap it down on my tailgate, because I do keep my tailgate on when we take the truck camper out. But that's one of the main reasons I got it, is just for how small this little guy is. I mean, you can see this thing is tiny. I don't know the exact dimensions on it. I'll probably put it on here, but I think it's something like, you know, 20 inches by like 19 inches by 14 or something like that. I'll put it on here. So besides the size being one of the main reasons I got it, you know, one of the other reasons with the truck camper, we don't really need a lot of high wattage. I don't have a microwave in there. I don't have an air conditioner in there. I probably will hook up a little space heater to it. The space heater I'm looking at getting is a 400 to a 600 to an 800 watt space heater. So I figure on the low setting with that, or maybe on the medium setting, we should be able to still have the lights on in the camper and all that stuff. Came with this little bag, got to put the handle on. It also came with this little bag of tools, which is kind of convenient because I don't have any on me right now. I'm in my shop. I guess I could go grab some, but little screwdriver and little wrench, it looks like, maybe. So some of you may also be saying, well, why in the heck would you get this to run a 400 watt heater? That's not gonna heat things up. That may very well be true. I don't know for sure. You know, I'm kind of experimenting. One thing that I think is really important when you're boondocking, or, you know, in situations where we go camping and, you know, it could get down to -30 was the coldest it's been when I've been truck camping, is to have backup options and backup sources. And that is one reason I got this, is to have a backup option. Because I don't want to have another night where it's 8 degrees inside the truck camper. I got the Buddy heater now. I got the heater that is in the truck camper. And now I'll have the ability to run a space heater too, if it gets super cold, like it has been before. One of the other questions that you might be wondering too is, well, what the heck, Brian? You got a solar panel. Why would you need a generator? Well, again, we camp primarily in the mountains, right? At Copper Mountain is the main place that we go. Probably half the time we're there, it's overcast and it's snowing. So the solar really isn't picking up, I mean, it's picking up little to no energy and not keeping the battery charged. Now, I do have all LED lighting in my truck camper, so we don't use a lot of power. But let's say we want to throw on a movie or something like that at night, because it gets dark at 4:35. Say we want to throw on a movie or something like that. My laptop battery usually ends up dying, and we try to plug it into the battery, but the battery will die pretty quick. The battery in the truck camper, that is. So the solar does work. I think it'll still be, a really good thing to have on the sunny days. And again, it's all about backup. I'd rather bring this tiny little guy with and some gas to have as a backup. I mean, just in case something goes bad with the solar panel or whatnot, I'd rather have this little $100 generator as a backup. So now that we got the handle installed, we're going to go ahead and put some fuel in here. On this generator, it's a 50-to-1 gas ratio. What's pretty cool about this is if you just have, like, let's say a gallon gas can and you don't want to mix your 50-to-1 ratio in your gas can, there's this little measuring cup here that has all the different measurements on it. You put your 2-cycle oil in there, drop it right in there, then pour your gas in there, and then that just sits conveniently, boom, right in there. I'm sure once you have the 50-to-1 ratio in here, it's going to get kind of messy, but it's not bad. It also has this fuel filter in here, which is really nice. I have a power washer that we use for my painting business, and I used to have one of these in my fuel tank, and one of my guys left it on a job site once, and our fuel filter, the carburetor, clogs up quite a bit more. So these things are actually very nice to have. So I was happy to see that is in there. So we're going to go ahead and get our fuel mixture put together, pour it in here, and fire this baby up. So it's a little hard to see how much I've poured. If you look at that line, it looks all the same. A little flashlight, toss it in there, boom, and we're just a couple ounces away. If you look at this thing, my gas can is just as big as the generator. And here we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and flip the switch to on. Here's our choke right here. We're going to put it to the start position. We're going to let it rip. Alright, first pull. So far it seems pretty quiet. That's really not too bad for a two-stroke, if you ask me. A little muffler. Not too shabby. It's not as loud as I had envisioned it to be. You step back a little bit and it's really not that bad. Enough power. Honestly, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed so far. That is not nearly as loud as I was envisioning. And this reciprocating saw is 6 amps. As it says right here, do not exceed 6.5 amps. So that's pretty good. That was just about maxing this thing out. And it didn't really get that much louder than when it was just normally running. So I'm gonna go out to the truck camper now and hook it up and see what it sounds like while we're on the inside. Alright, so we're gonna come over here to our converter box, flip it over onto converter, and then we actually have fluorescent lighting in here. It's definitely working. Very nice. It's actually really nice and bright. Lights aren't flickering or anything, that's good. The other one up there, very nice. So that is, that's that. So it's not too loud outside. I mean, my plan is, again, we use a truck camper mainly in the winter time, but my plan is I have a little backpacking shovel that I'll bring with me, and my plan when we take the truck camper out, we have the generator going, is basically build a little hole in the snow and tuck the generator in there so the snow kind of muffles the sound, and we'll see how that goes. And if it does get really bad, or you know, if that's still too annoying or something like that, then I might just build like a little baffle box or a muffle box or whatever they call it. So I mean, right now it's the generator's on, we got the fluorescent lights going, which isn't pulling a lot of energy from it. But as I showed you guys with the reciprocating saw, the noise level didn't really change whether or not there was a full load on it versus no load. So I think this little guy is going to work out pretty well. So I'm excited. I'll make some more videos on it once we get the little heater in here. I haven't actually bought the heater yet. So once I buy that, I'll make a video on it. I'll show you guys how it works, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys for checking out my video. If you guys have any comments or questions, post them below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys later.